Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is niXcraft. Welcome back to another episode of Surviving with niXcraft. This is episode 3 now. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in to our previous episode, caving and some strip mining. It was a lot of fun. Got ourselves a lot of loot, too. And thanks for joining in again today. So, big plans. I think we're going to finally take on a nice build to kind of wrap up and get our starter base area more livable. I really consider myself a builder in the game, and how could I be a builder while I'm living in a cave and I've got nothing around me? So I think we should really change that today. So, without further ado, I say we get into the intro. Alright, so here we are, guys. I'll show you where I think I want to put this. I just harvested some oak trees over here, as you can see, and we got this big boy to cut down as well. Gonna have a lot of spruce in our build today. So these, what is it, 8? Yeah, 8 blocks of dirt. This is where we're gonna plant our saplings. So my plan is to kind of have them raised up one above the ground and have the trees go straight up out of like a nice open build surrounding it, so we're not just kind of planting our trees out in the open like we are over here. So let me get some blocks together and stuff like that, and I'll cut back in with you guys when we're ready. I am over just collecting up some dark oak wood here, but I gotta say, this is the mountain we're staying at, and these peaks are just awesome with the spruce trees and stuff in the background. Man, I think we really chose a cool spot to live. Alright guys, so the build. Now I always suggest kind of setting up like a little rudimentary workstation of sorts while you get started. Put a bed down, and we'll put this crafting table. And actually, now that we have access to iron, I gotta make myself a really useful work block. Alright, so 3 regular stone plus this 1 piece of iron should give us a stone cutter. Now this thing is pretty useful when it comes to different types of stone blocks. Here, let's just grab a piece of cobblestone. You could throw this in here, and it's a basically 1-for-1 trade for walls, stairs, or slabs. So you could change it into whatever you want instead of using a crafting table, which I find really convenient. Stone cutter, check. Alright, now we have our workstation set up. Now the build. I'm planning on raising this floor up 1. So I think basically making sure that this dirt space has 2 blocks on each side. I'm going to kind of just surround it with oak planks. So let me get going on that. Alright, so our oak floor is in. Now that we've done that, I think we need to raise these dirt blocks up 1. So I kind of want to plant the saplings up above the ground, so when the tree grows up we can kind of get under the leaves if it's small and cut it, and all the saplings will kind of drop in this little room around us. So that would be good. And while I'm putting this dirt down, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit how I like to build things. Usually I do like to start with a foundation, so I guess those 8 dirt blocks that were down before that I surrounded with oak counted as our foundation. So I always go into it with a plan. Whenever I try to wing a build, like not really do it, you know, in the correct way, I find that it comes out bad. So best way that I like to do things is plan it out. I actually ended up making a creative world for Surviving with niXcraft where we could test things out. So with these beams, let's see here. I think the next one would go here. 3 blocks of space, then here. Yeah, so I want these beams to be 3 blocks apart from each other. So do 1, 2, 3, beam, 1, 2, 3, beam, 1, 2, 3, beam, 1, 2, 3. That's not even. Here, let me work this out. And that is why you test things, ladies and gentlemen. Now we got it figured out. So it's actually going to be 3 blocks of space from the front and back of these, and then 2 blocks from the side. So with these spruce beams, I want to have them go up 5 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll do that on all of these here. Beam check. Alright, so we got all of them in. And my plan here is to actually come across again on the top here with more spruce. So actually, while I'm here, should probably plant another one of these. So yeah, it's going to be another beam coming across the top. Let's see, sort of like this. And popping out of it, it's just going to be these logs. Now the twist with this one is they're actually all going to be stripped. So let me get that in, like that. There. So yeah, that kind of going all along, but it's not going to connect up here at the corners. This is where it's actually going to end. So let me go to sleep real quick, and we will do that in the morning. My axe, it broke. So, here, ooh, not the furnace. We are going here, craft a new axe. Boom, there we go. Little update too, I did a tiny bit of terraforming off camera over on this side that I'd like to explain a little bit later in the episode. So yeah, that's, ooh, and that spruce tree's already grown in. Wow, that was quick. Before I chop this thing down too, actually, this sort of overgrown spruce tree is gonna come in handy because I think I'm gonna want to use some of these leaves later on today. So if you take some shears, it'll be super quick, and you can get you some leaves to do some nice terraforming and landscaping later on. So let me do a little bit of that, and boom, all four sides are in. And speaking of all four sides, we said we wanted this to be a nice open build, so I won't be really putting any walls in. So yeah, we will move on to that in a second. Ooh, hello. Looks like we have a visit from the lead man. What do you have for me today, bud? A fern, some ink sacs, I guess that's pretty cool. Glowstone. You know, not bad for a lead man, but I'm sorry. I hate to do this. You made me do this. You made me do this. For the leads. Just the leads. Don't spit at me, llamas. You don't even care, do you? Thank you. Sorry I had to see that. Also, a quick shout out to the comment section for letting me realize that sugarcane exists. Don't worry, we have it growing while we build. Hey guys, I had to cut back in. I've got a skeleton and a creeper on me here. I'm gonna see if I can't get the skeleton to maybe shoot the creeper. Maybe try and get a music disc. I'm not too sure. I don't want him to blow up though. Come on, Skelly. Creeper, just all you gotta do is walk in front of the skeleton. Come on, buddy. You could do it. Do it. Ah, you got him once. I'm gonna get this, guys, I swear. Okay, here we go. Here's a good opportunity. Oh, so close. Oh, no. Oh, man. You hit him 3 times. That stinks. Okay, enough distractions. Back to this build. Now, my next plan is I said I'm going to leave all these little entrances open. So I think right in the middle I want to put some spruce slabs like this for a nice little step up into the build. So let's get that in all the way around. Okay, we got all of our little staircases up and in. I think right here though, I kind of want to extend these beams out so it looks like sort of a front entrance, even though all of them are technically entrances. So 3 blocks out like that, right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. There we go. Try not to cut too much of this out because I really do want to show you guys sort of my process of building here. And we'll come across like that, and then let's strip all of these. There we go. And always, come on, strip for me. Thank you. Always take a step back too, make sure you're liking how things are looking. Yeah, that seems about right. Except right here we gotta cover this that dark spruce up. Another beam poking out. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. I think it's time to move on to the details. Alrighty, so I think I want to come in here with some of these dark oak slabs to sort of create a bit of a roof in here. I said I was going to leave it open, so it's obviously not going to be a roof, but this front entrance will be roofed in kind of like this. These kind of extending all the way through it and popping out a little bit like that. Get this middle one in. And boom. But on all these little ones, I'm just going to do two slabs. Boom, like that. So yeah, that way all the way across it'll have sort of a little overhang. Well, see, it's raining right now, so it's perfect. So a little something to cover up my head. So let me get all these in. Okay, those are in and it's looking good. But now, just because I am a stickler, I know here at the top, these little tops of the spruce wood is going to be showing. So I think I'm going to cover those up with some trapdoors, like that. Yeah, that'll be nice. Will it really be seen by anybody all the way up here? I don't think so, but I'm going to do it anyway. Whoa, that was weird. Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. Alright guys, so here's where I think things can get a little bit lighter. I think I'd like to bring the oak tone of the floor out into the exterior of the build. So I'm going to take some of this oak here. Let's make some more sticks. There we go. And make a whole bunch of fences. There we go. And now the stone cutter will... Oop, accidentally made a path. The stone cutter will come in handy though. Make ourselves some walls. Go. Perfect. So now what I think I'm going to do is right here. Well, this one, I want to continue the wall in. This is kind of going to be our entrance. I want to connect a path up going this way, up to where our starter base is, all the way down to here. And I like how these tones match our starter home over there. I think it's really nice. But anyways, enough about that. Back to the build. So yeah, we connected up there, and these walls will go up to oak fences that connect up to the top of the beams, just kind of giving it some more support like that. That's what I'm thinking. So let's come into this side too, and it'll help close up this sort of open corner a little bit. You'll still be able to walk through it. Like again, I wanted this to be wide open because we're going to be growing up trees and their leaves are going to be going everywhere and stuff like that, but I also want it to feel structured. So yeah, I think that looks nice. And I'm also thinking maybe across the top here as well. At the front entrances. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to get this in on all the sides and see what we think. I had to cut back in here on the last few because I unintentionally made the perfect amount of blocks. Look at that. Everybody loves doing that. So yeah, oak fences here. And this is technically one of the front entrances. I guess the back. And so we'll cap it off with those oak fences. And take a step back. This looks pretty nice, guys. Alright, but I think we could make this look just a bit better. So I took the few iron that we had left and made ourselves some lanterns. Lanterns are king. And smelted up some cobblestone into stone to turn to stone buttons. My plan with these is right at the end of these spruce logs where the middle of this swirl is, stick a button in there. Kind of make it look like we have another sort of smaller stone beam running through those cross beams. This is all putting structure into the build, so it doesn't kind of just look like, you know, a bunch of blocks. You want it to make it look like an actual place where you go and visit. That's been built by hand, you know. So let's get all this in, and with these lanterns, we could basically just kind of stick them, I think, on the ends of these, like that. I probably didn't craft enough, but yeah, I think once we do that, this is going to look really, really nice, guys. I gotta say, guys, this thing is looking good from over here. I'm really liking how it's adding to our area, really expanding it. So, let's head on up here, and I think it's about time for us to plant these saplings down. So, got 8 saplings on me. Grow 8 trees at a time, and these usually just 1 block trees. No 2x2 trees. I think we're gonna farm those right over here. But yeah, some oak and birch trees can be planted in here. but I think we could still add just a little bit more on the outside, like coming in around here and just kind of adding little bits and random patches of this coarse dirt that you see here in my inventory. So something like this. And randomization is something in building that I think takes some practice. I still don't think I'm really good at it. I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder after all, but placing blocks in a random order that's aesthetically pleasing is something that I still think is really tough. So, you know, just trial and error, step back, see how you like things, and eventually you'll get your rhythm in. So just kind of dot it along the outside, a little coarse dirt like this, so it looks like it's worn down, like we use it a lot, you know? And then maybe a little bit of these spruce leaves that we collected up before to kind of make it look a little bit overgrown and settled in. Maybe up in these corners we could build up some. Block that off. So yeah, see already with just that, I think that adds a lot. So I'm going to get something like that in, and when we come back we'll be able to tour around and see the final product. Alrighty, just a little bit of time later guys, and we have the final product of our tree farming area. Guys, needless to say, I just absolutely love it. But before we reveal, you're going to need to be seated. Are you sat down? Are you sat down? No, I'm kidding. But here we go guys. Here's the build. So, take a look at this. We already have a few trees grown in, a lot of life going on around, and I added this little area, so let me just show you guys what's going on here. It's just our 2x2 farming area. You know, dark oak trees and these tall spruce trees. We will grow them right over here. Hey buddy, just want to make your camera debut, did you? We'll be taking care of you soon. So, look at him, he's checking it out. He's like, wow, this is really nice. But yeah, let's go inside, guys. Over here, too, I put some chests down for leaf storage and all of our different saplings. But in here, we've got a bunch of oak trees grown in, guys. And I think it just looks super cool with the open feel in here. And once all the trees are grown in, you just have this sort of leaf canopy above you. And guys, it's just awesome. I'm really loving how this came out. And please let me know what you think, too. So, that is the tree farming area. Alright guys, moving on to our next part of the episode. I think I want to take where our crops are planted over here. Look at all that sugarcane, by the way. I think I want to take all those crops and kind of move them up over towards this bank, kind of where the spruce trees are, and make it look a little bit more natural and part of the hill. And then in this little center circle here where the crops were, I think it'd be cool to kind of put a little pond right in the center of our little starter base. And I think that'll really tie things together and bring a lot of life to it. So I mentioned this little terraforming bit behind me. I was planning on sort of making a little wall of sorts, maybe out of stone brick and some wooden beams going up across it, just to kind of retain in this path. Because I have a cool plan for a build that's going to go over here, but that'll be for future episodes. So, let me get going at this little pond here. Okay guys, got all of our crops cleared out of the way here. And I think I pretty much want to take this whole little center area and just kind of drop it down. I brought an extra shovel with me, of course, because this one's about to run out. So I think just kind of going one block in on the sides here. We can go one block down this way, and then, you know, as we keep going, we'll kind of just flatten it out a little bit. I only want to go about 3, maybe 4 blocks deep in the middle. So yeah, this one will maybe come out a bit more and drop down here, and maybe the next one, I don't know, I'll figure it out. But either way, I'll dig out a little bit, and I'll bring you guys back when I have it fully finished. Realized I was, gonna need some sand for this build, so here I am at a nearby desert, and did want to show you guys something cool though. Look at that. That is a 4 tall sugarcane that naturally spawned in the world, and then right next to it, another 4 tall sugarcane. What is life? Alright guys, check it out. I dug a hole. So let's fill it with water, and it'll be a pond. It's right over here. make a little infinite water source, just like that, and then grab from the middle, and then got 3 buckets of water on us. But first, I think the best method to do this is to sort of build a layer like right here, and make the top of this all water sources, and then break the blocks out, and then it'll probably, hopefully, fill in the whole thing with water sources. So I think I'm going to do that real quick, and I'll be right back. Guys, just coming in here as I'm mining up the last little bit of cobblestone. I already got all the water sources on top, and it looks like it worked. And there's some torches I placed underneath the platform before. So yeah, these are all water sources, so that is perfect. Let's take a step back and see how it looks. Built this staircase as well. Forgot to let you guys know. It's beautiful. But yeah, let's look at this. Oh yeah, that's a perfect spot. Now we have a central pond that we could put our crops around. So I think I want to come in with my crops here. I think I'm going to plant sugar cane along this side. We'll start like here. Just along the water we'll have all of our sugar cane growing across. I think that'll look cool. Especially with what I have planned for right here. I think it'll go well with it. Let's see, 3 left. There we go. And if I have to expand eventually, I'll show you guys what I plan on doing over here. So I'm going to plant the wheat right next to the water, but when I have to put the potatoes or something up on this layer, I think I'm going to hide water sources back behind these blocks. So I basically, let's take my water bucket and put like a water source there, and then cover it up with some dirt like this. Yeah, and that way this land could be hydrated while still being a layer up from that one. So let me get all these crops in, and I'll be right back. Something I really want to try to do in this series, I think, is try and build with the land more. I really do like terraforming, but I noticed that I tend to like build my starter bases and all my bases on like flat land. So how our caves are up on a hill behind us there, and how we have our crop field going up a hill, kind of. I want to do some more things like that. So I have a water source here, somewhere hidden here, and I think I'll put one more right here, and that should be good for the next layer. Alright guys, cutting back in here, we're actually over at the swamp, looking for some of these guys, lily pads. I think these will be a nice decoration block for our pond that we just put in, but for some reason there's not a lot of lily pads around here. So let me get a few of those. Guys, look at me, swimming across the pond. I need to change that. I think it's time that we build ourselves a little bridge going across here. So, I want to start it maybe right here. Build it out of slabs, I think. It's not going to be too big of a bridge because it's not that deep of a pond. So we'll start it right here, I think, and kind of stretch it across. So let me get a little bit of this in. And I think we'll keep using the cobblestone walls and oak fence look that we had going over at the tree farm. So let's put that there. Ooh, I forgot those don't connect. So maybe we drop this down, actually. To there. Looks a bit strange. Can you waterlog that? We could waterlog it, then I'll do it. Let's see. We can. Cool. Okay. So yeah, it'll look like that, and then these fences will kind of come across this way. And I'll continue the bridge along. So let me get this in and see what we can come up with. Hey, I'm back, guys. So just cut down all those oak trees that grew in our tree farming area. All 8 of them grew up, so that is perfect. Next tree I think I'm going to plant in here is some birch. We don't really have any birch wood. So I think it's about time to check out that bridge that I built behind us there. So let's go take a look. I'm going to collect up the saplings though while I'm here. Beautiful. Alright. So going out the front entrance of our tree farm here. Take a look at this, guys. I really love how this came out. This area is looking really, really nice. And look at those chickens. Um, I came up with this little hanging lantern streetlight design to light up the bridge and make everything around it look more, well, lit. Um, and below here, I bone mealed the ground and added some kelp and, of course, those lily pads. And this pond has a lot of life around it, and I really, really like it. Also, pretty much quadrupled our sugarcane count today. So, you know what, all in all, this has been a pretty good episode, if you ask me. So, for the next one, I mentioned these retaining walls over here. I think I'm going to tackle a sheep pen, separate them from the cows, so right next to them here, and we'll put in that wall and pathway up there and stuff. So, and maybe a little bit exploring too, because I kind of want to find where I want to settle. This is just a starter base, although I'm putting in a lot of work to it now. I do plan on moving to a new biome, so if you have any suggestions on that, leave in the comments. And speaking of comments, make sure you comment if you liked this video. Drop a like as well. Make sure you subscribe, tell your friends. And this has been episode 3 of Surviving with niXcraft. My name is niXcraft. Have yourself a good one.